Hey guys, my name's Michelle, but most people call me Shelly, and I just want to welcome you to my first YouTube video. As you can see by the title of this video, it's going to be about how the keto diet changed my life with celiac disease and lupus. So if you want to follow along, I hope this will help anyone with celiac disease and lupus, and in the future with my channel, I hope to help people with the keto diet and recipe ideas, dinner ideas, what I eat in a day, desserts, and even people that are just trying to change to a healthier lifestyle. I think that the videos I'm going to create are going to help anyone pretty much that wants to be healthier. I also want to make it clear that I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist or anything like that. I'm just simply stating what's worked for me. Anyways, let's get started. I just want to do a little background history about myself and how I got to the point where I'm at today. So I grew up here in Southern California. I grew up eating a normal standard American diet. With a pretty active family. We love to dirt bike and water ski in the summer. I grew up doing sports, very active, but eating wise, not too great. You know, the standard American diet is fast food, chips, junk food, candy, all of the above, and that was how I lived. It's crazy to think now because I can never go back. But basically things started having problems in about 8th or 9th grade. My fingers started to swell really bad and we couldn't figure out what it was, and it was really painful, and they just thought, oh, it's tendonitis, oh, you pulled something, oh, this, that. And finally we went and got allergy tests done to see if I'm allergic to something I'm eating. And all we found out was that I'm allergic to a bunch of trees and to cats. So I wasn't allergic to wheat, dairy, wasn't lactose intolerant, no nuts, nothing. And as a kid, I never really wanted to eat much bread. Like, I would eat garlic bread or chicken tenders, but when it came to packing my lunch for school, I just wanted like a hot dog in my lunch with chips, no bun, or lunch meat, no bread. I don't know, I loved the junk food version, but lunch-wise I would stay away from bread, or I would rip the buns off, which now looking back maybe was just a sign. But yeah, so starting 8th, 9th grade, the swelling happened, wasn't allergic to anything, so then we kept moving on, and then after high school, I started feeling pretty ill, and I lost a lot of weight, probably like 15 pounds, and I'm already pretty tiny. As you can see, I'm not overweight or anything like that, and so when I lost all that weight and my size 2 pants were falling off, I was just like, what is going on? I felt terrible, and my now fiance's mother, she had gluten problems from the time that I had met my fiance and everything. So fast forward a year after that, with all my symptoms, she thought maybe you have celiac disease. And so on a whim, I got tested because we couldn't figure out anything else wrong with me. And so the test was positive, and we were all in shock. And basically, then they had to do a biopsy of my stomach, doing a colonoscopy and an endoscopy at the same time. And they found it was all damaged, and at this point was about 2013 or 14. I was about to graduate culinary school. I'm a pastry chef. And so it was just kind of heartbreaking because I had all these dreams, and I had a business plan and all my recipes already made out, and then to find out that I can't even eat anything anymore, and how could I even go on with this career. But since I had my business plan made and everything lined up, I decided that I was still going to be a pastry chef and that I wanted to have a licensed cottage food bakery out of my house. And so, out of my parents' house at the time when it started. And so I did that. I got all the permits. I made my website. I started working with the studios, doing cake props and special events, that type of thing. And basically, I've done that for the past 4 years, and up until the past 7 months, I have consistently been sick, and the doctors pretty much told me I'm still testing positive for celiac, and I would wear a mask to avoid being sick from the flour in the air, but at the end of the day, the masks, I was wearing 2 masks even, it just wasn't good enough. I was still testing positive, which, if you know anything about celiac, if you go gluten-free, then you should test negative, even if you have celiac disease, because there's no gluten in your system to trigger it. So I was still testing positive. So my rheumatologist suggested that I do not bake with flour anymore, which is really tough, obviously, because this is my career. So I also, from the beginning, I've had a gluten-free menu because, of course, I still love dessert. And so basically, I kept the gluten-free menu, but now it's been 7 months since I've really baked much. I was diagnosed with lupus about 6-7 months ago, and I was pretty ill, so I haven't been baking since then. But basically, we found out about my lupus diagnosis because my wrists were swelling super bad and so painful for the past year and a half, and the doctors thought it was from overuse because, as a pastry chef, I'm using my hands nonstop, and it's just a lot of labor work, more than people anticipate it to be. And so I was going to physical therapy. It was all inflamed, all of my arms and everything. And then I was put on a drug, hydroxychloroquine, which I was already feeling pretty crappy. So to add another drug on top of it, it didn't help at all. It actually made me worse, but the doctor said it was going to take 4 to 6 months. So I thought, I'll give it a shot. I need to at least wait 4 or 5 months to see if things improve. And they honestly just got worse. So after 5 months, I emailed my doctor. I was like, I'm sick every morning. I have diarrhea. I have stomach pains, bloating, no energy. I hadn't been to the gym in months because I was just almost bedridden. And the doctor said, get off the medication, and then she couldn't see me for another month. So I thought, what am I going to do in the meantime to feel better? Because I just felt terrible. So I got off the medication, and I was doing research on a bunch of diets, and I had tried doing the whole paleo or cutting out processed foods before, and I felt really good, but I could never stick to it because it was a challenge. You get addicted to eating candy, even if it's gluten-free. I was addicted to eating gluten-free cookies, crackers, cereal, just all a bunch of grains. And so I decided, a few months prior, I'd done no processed foods, felt great, but only lasted a week, couldn't handle it. So then I found the keto diet, and I did a bunch of research on it before doing it. A lot of people are against it, and a lot of people are for it, and I think it depends on the person. If it works for you, then that's great. If not, I know some people thrive off of carbs, and that's great too. But for me, it's really helped me significantly. I've been doing it for about 2 months now. My symptoms in my wrist have completely gone away. I went to see my rheumatologist a couple weeks ago, and she was shocked at there was no inflammation at all in my wrists and in my arms. And she basically said, this is really working for you. You need to stick to this. And it's really gotten a lot easier now that I've gotten the hang of it. It was just kind of like, I went gluten-free and I had to get the hang of that. And now that I'm doing keto, it's just, there's no bloating with keto. My stomach has gone flat, whereas before, if I would eat anything at all, my stomach would blow up. So, just like a bubble from bloating, and I would have joint pain, and I had no energy, nothing. And now, since being on keto, I'm back to the gym. I hadn't been to the gym in like 6 months. And now I'm back there 5 days a week. I have energy to get up early in the morning to go do workouts, and I just feel great from the food that I'm eating. And I think that making these videos is going to help a lot of people, even if you don't have celiac disease or lupus. I think that this will help you if you're trying to do keto, or even if you're just trying to do more whole foods or a healthier diet, because keto really isn't that bad once you get out of the detox period of wanting those carbs and craving the sugar and all that. The first week or two is pretty difficult because you have to stay strong and know that it's going to be worth it. Once you get through those 2 weeks, then once you get on a set diet and plan of things that you like and meals that you can make, then you feel a lot less hungrier all the time and no bloating, and it's just, the benefits are just really great, and I've just seen, great results from the keto diet. And being a pastry chef, I think that, when I went gluten-free, I made a whole gluten-free menu, and now that I've gone keto, I pretty much I'm trying to create a keto menu because I think that a lot of people would like that, and a lot of people try and be sugar-free now or gluten-free, and I've been making some really great desserts that are gluten-free and keto and sugar-free and grain-free, and they're definitely anti-inflammatory desserts. And then also the meals that I make, and I really look forward to making videos on what I eat in a day, just to give you guys some inspiration of ideas, because I know in the beginning it's tough to think like, what am I going to eat all day when you're so used to having cereal and then a sandwich for lunch and then a burger for dinner with fries, and it's hard to get out of that mindset. But for me, it's been completely worth it, and I'd love to share tips of how you can make keto work even if you're going to a party or a friend's house, or if you're going out to dinner. For some of you guys, it's going to be a lot easier than it is for me because I have to worry about gluten cross-contamination. But if you're just simply on the keto diet, this is going to be a lot easier for you to find keto meals in a restaurant than it is for me, because I'm more limited with there being slight traces of gluten or cross-contamination. So I can give tips on people who aren't even gluten-free that are just following keto to lose weight even. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. I also have an Instagram page, and that is Gluten-Free with Shelly, if you guys want to follow along. I'd love it if you guys would follow me on there and subscribe, because I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos on how I live my life keto now. So thank you guys, and have a great day.